And a pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to high school football on a Thursday night in Harlingen, Texas. Joe Bowling, Aaron Signs. It's week 3 in the season, but it's opening week for Bogus Stadium as far as the Harlingen South Hawks are here at home for the first time. Aaron, here we are. Great scoreboard behind us and a great night for football.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Unveiling the scoreboard tonight here at Bogus Stadium. Thursday night football. I'm excited. This is the first game here in Harlingen. We're excited to see two good teams, Harlingen South, Edinburg North coming in, and kind of a replay of last year, Joe, early in the season before district play got started. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen tonight.
Excited to see what happens and excited to see just what transpires here between these two teams who have had 2 weeks under their belt. Harlingen South Hawks come in with a record of 1-1, could easily be 2-0. Edinburg North comes in 0-2, Aaron. Turnovers have bit them. They were leading at halftime in 2 games, could easily be 2-0. This is anyone's game to win.
Anyone's game. Harlingen South early on in the season, pretty good running game. Started off with Alisea. He's back this year. I'm excited to see that. Last year, Hawks lost him kind of early in the season. Little struggle with a pass early on this season so far. Edinburg North can air it out, dual threat quarterback coming into town. And so I see this as a pretty evenly matched game, and I think it's going to be important for both teams to get that win tonight to prepare themselves for district play.
Indeed it is, because both are staring at district games after this one's over. The Hawks will have a bye week. Edinburg North goes right at it against Edinburg Vella. But Aaron, in a game like this, you are trying new wrinkles and you're finalizing what's going to be your district play.
Yeah, and I think there has to be that balance between trying some new wrinkles, right, Joe, and trying to see, for example, Harlingen South, can you get that passing game going? Edinburg North, can you control the turnover game especially? And also maybe holding a little bit back because, for example, Harlingen South, bye week next week, and then it's Bird Bowl to start off district this year. And so I want to see what's going to be shown tonight. Of course, want to get this game, get this win under the belt, but also I know they're looking forward to that Bird Bowl here in a couple weeks.
And I know that the result of this game really doesn't have a factor on what happens with the season, right. and it could be no more evident than what happened here last year. The Hawks were rolling, Aaron. Won 3 in a row, won 4 out of 5. Were rolling when they won this ball game. Meanwhile, Edinburg North lost this one, had lost 4 in a row. It seemed like they were both going in 2 different directions, but then they did an about-face from this game.
That's right, and I remember watching the news last year and, you know, kind of watching you and catching up at Edinburg North. I said, wow, this is a playoff team now at the end of the season. And so kind of saw 2 different roads last year, diverting different ways after this ball game. And so I think tonight, again, I think it's 2 good programs that have a chance to set it straight. The win is important, I think, to get that momentum going into district play. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Harlingen South coming off of a close loss to PSJ last week. And Edinburg North really close to Sherryland. North and Sherryland have a lot of history there, and so that was a close one. I know they want to get something back for that one.
And it was 2 games that, again, turnovers really spelled the difference in how those teams played. Edinburg North was winning at halftime against Sherryland. Turned it over, and when you start turning the ball over too much, Aaron, doesn't matter where you're playing, what level, it takes away who you really are.
Correct. I know we're talking a little bit before game, Joe, and I want to kind of shift a little bit. For Harlingen South, Coach Ritchie, 2nd year at the helm now, and I know you have a quote on that, and so, you know, kind of seeing how these players are coming along with his system. I'm interested to see how the program starts to develop here at Harlingen South. Some good athletes are coming into that school, obviously, and Coach Ritchie, you know, who has a winning pedigree, right, a state championship pedigree in his history. Kind of interested to see how this 2nd year now, are the players getting his system now? Are they getting comfortable with it? And what may we see new this year that we didn't get to see last year?
Well, and I talked to him about that very thing. Asked the question, Coach, you're in year 2. Exactly where are your players at as far as buying into everything that you're doing? And his quote, Aaron, was, they're here, they understand it. We're a lot further along than what we were last year, but there's a lot more that we want to bring to the table, which tells you that, indeed, this is just maybe a peek behind the curtain as what's coming for the Hawks, and it may start tonight. We may start to see just a little more added to this offense.
That's right, and just a key player for me on Harlingen's south side, of course, Alisea, running back coming in, 6-foot senior. Went down earlier last year with injury. I watched a little bit of game from him from last week. He's a powerful runner, likes to run north and south, gets downfield. And so, you know, Edinburg North, I think, is going to have, especially that box, is going to have their hands full with him tonight.
23 carries in the first game, 41 carries last week. So the workhorse also showed that he can indeed carry the rock and just give it to me over and over and over again.
And Edinburg North coming in with a dual threat quarterback tonight. Last week, Harlingen South had some trouble defending the pass, so over 300 yards given up. Edinburg North can pass it and they can run it. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen with that dual threat quarterback in Bogus Stadium tonight. It's going to be, I think, a lot to handle for Harlingen South.
Let's talk about Bogus Stadium. We started out by talking about the scoreboard. Indeed, it is an impressive feature to see the scoreboard here. Also, for the fans coming into the stands, and if you haven't been here and seen what's happened or watched some of the reports, there's good things for fans coming to this game.
And I tell you what, to see the progression of Bogus over the past few years, you know, of course the turf came in a couple years ago, and then now the handicap railings going up on the stadium there. Beautiful scoreboard behind me. I haven't even been able to really appreciate it yet, Joe, because I'm in front of it, but it's amazing. And so the environment here in Harlingen, obviously, you know, our superintendent, Dr. Cavazos, said that this is the biggest classroom that we have in Harlingen, Texas, because so much is put out before the community. Of course, you have the sports, but it's more than sports. You have the band, you have fine arts, choir, you have the different student activity groups that are out here, and of course the parents and families. And so think of it that way. This is a huge, huge classroom, the biggest one there is in the school district.
It sure is. And also for the fans in the stands, there's guardrails that go all the way up to the top, and I know that is a luxury, and it also is going to allow some fans to come back to games that weren't coming because of the fact they couldn't get up the stands.
Exactly. And talking about coming back to the game, we also want to just pitch that we're going to be live audio tonight, right?
Live audio and video,
and
sir.
Video. It's Thursday night football, so we get video tonight. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, and you're here back-to-back nights. You know,
That's
we're here
right.
with the Hawks tonight, and of course the Cardinals tomorrow, and you know, Bogus Stadium. I had fans asking me during the preseason, Aaron, they're like, Joe, is it really true that we're going to wait till week 3 before there's a game at Bogus Stadium? Yeah. Well, you waited long enough, and from here on, the rest of the season, we've got games right here starting tonight.
That's exactly. I've been anxious to get here under the mic, you know, this season, but it's been kind of a long-awaited. It's an opening night. It's exciting. Thursday night football here in Harlingen, and we do Thursday and Friday here at Bogus. It's going to be exciting.
And tonight, of course, the Hawks are taking on Edinburg North. There's already a crowd filing in. I didn't expect anything less, and I expect a big crowd on hand here because there again, we talk about the second-year program for Coach Ritchie. The players are buying in, but also the fans are still showing up to support these kids in bigger numbers.
Exactly right. And from the community, Joe, you know, I hear from assistant coaches that you know, people are buying into the program. I feel that Coach Ritchie is doing a good job of getting people on the same page. There's a buzz in the city, and you know, kind of the storyline that I'm really interested in this year. And I get in trouble for saying this sometimes, Joe, but I've been predicting, right? And so all my Cardinal fans out there, I love you, but I've been predicting that there is going to be a balancing out of power in the city eventually. Will it be this year? That's the storyline that we're following. I do think if Harlingen South continues with the program that they have set, that Coach Ritchie has implemented, I think we are going to see a little bit more of a balance of power in Harlingen, and both teams are going to be very competitive into district play and playoffs as well.
And a district that is loaded to the gills yet again this season.
Right.
We'll talk about that during the broadcast at length. But again, this Hawk team knew preseason. It's not just about getting ready for the first couple of games. Aaron, the big picture is this district has got 6 teams capable of making the playoffs, only 4 going to get there. And every game preparing for that district is that much important.
Well, you know, we had the switch over, and so now there's Westico in the district, right? And of course, San Benito's been there. And you were talking about Hannah right before this our pregame show. And so this is not a lay-down district. You've got to fight every single week. And so I know Edinburg North is going to go back. They've got a district ahead of them that's going to be tough as well. And so both teams, I think tonight they really want to kind of see where they're at. They want to position themselves the best possible to get ready for very tough districts.
And the Cougars are ready, and so are the Hawks. We're going to have to get ready. We'll bail out of this pregame show, and we're going to make it topside to the press box. Always nice to be there, Aaron. Nice to visit for you. Your final thoughts on what you think may have to happen early on to set the tone for either team?
I think Harlingen South is going to have to run the ball. They're going to have to manage the clock. They're not going to be able to turn over the ball. Edinburg North is going to have to get the passing game going if they want to win tonight. I think that there's some wrinkles that they have shown that they may be able to take advantage of on that Harlingen South Hawk defense. So I think ball control on Harlingen South side, throwing the ball for Edinburg North is going to be important.
That's an unscripted question thrown right at him, but I knew he could handle it. Good to be back, sir.
Good to be back with you, too. Enjoy the game.
We'll be back. All right. Good job.
Oh, man, it's good to be back.